York State licensed clinical psychologist. It's very difficult to follow Rabbi Kalish's talk, but certainly it happens to be that I am definitely in agreement, and we can massage it so that it even fits current day psychology. I just would like to share with you just a very brief thought that I think is relevant to this occasion, and really my perception of education and what it hopes to accomplish. In this week's parsha, and I mentioned this during the drush that I said yesterday morning, we read about a Nazir. And when the Nazir, when the Nazirite completes his 30 days of Naziris, he has to bring karbanos, he has to bring different types of sacrifices. He also brings chalos, he brings matzos, but unusually so, the Torah describes where does he put these chalos and matzos. He puts them into a sack. He puts them into a basket. Nowhere else do we find a basket related to karbanos except by the Miluyim. But for example, if someone brings a karban toda, which is a lot of chalos, a lot of matzahs, but he doesn't carry it in a sack. What is the message of a basket when it comes to a Nazir? So when a Nazir accepts upon himself certain restrictions, and those restrictions are limited for 30 days, why does he do it? Apparently he suffered some type of experience in his life, or he wants to elevate himself for whatever reason it may be. But we all agree that a Nazir does not want to be a Nazir for the rest of his life. The general standard vow of Naziris is for 30 days. So what he does is he becomes a Nazir, and it's a circumscribed period in his life. However, after he becomes the Nazir and he goes back to his normal routine, it's important for him to remember the elevated spiritual condition that he found himself when he was a Nazir. The importance is not the Naziris itself, but rather the impact that it ultimately has on the rest of his life. Now, when you go traveling, when you want to take something with you, what do you need to do? You need to take a suitcase. And in the suitcase, you take whatever it is that you're going to transport. And I believe that that's the reason that the Nazir has to put his chalos in a basket. Because the basket is symbolic that it is not the Naziris itself, but rather what you take away and how it makes a difference in your life. The same thing, I believe, is true of education. You can know a little bit more, you can know a little bit less. You can be proficient in this subject, you can be proficient in that subject. You can learn a little bit more Gemara, you can learn a little bit less Gemara. The question is, what are you left with after you complete your education, after you complete a grade of school? The important thing is, how does it impact on your life? And it's not always the intellectual accomplishment, but it's rather how you feel about yourself, how you experience the educational milieu in which you found yourself, and that is really very important. You can have a brilliant student, but when it comes to the rest of his life, he is not comfortable, and he's not sociable, and he's not finding meaning. And you can have a person who is less so, but because of the experiences, whether it be the love, whether it be the acceptance, whether it be the confidence, the mentoring, those things, sometimes intangible, but what is important is, what is the education going to do for a student's life after he leaves school? School is like an incubator. It is a circumscribed period of time. What does it do, and how does it impact on the rest of one's life is really the important. The way, although I haven't been intimately involved, but again through my wife, who has taken a very strong affiliation with Rabbi Merenstein and with the Yeshiva, my vision from afar is that this is really the goal of this particular yeshiva and Rabbi Merenstein, Rabbi Kalish, distinguished Rabbi Kalish, who was the educator of my own children, and have a deep love to this day, and much that they've accomplished after leaving Yeshiva Far Rockaway, they attribute to the Hakaras Hatov and the very strong Hasmoda. So Baruch Hashem, even to this day, unfortunately, there are students who are in Yeshiva, and after they leave the Yeshiva, they never open a sefer again, because the entire learning experience was not really conducive. It wasn't something that they learned to love the study of Torah, but it became onerous, it became less than enjoyable. So I give a great Yashikor, Hakaras Hatov for Rabbi Kalish for his input in the chinuch of my children, and given his position in the yeshiva, I would assume that students who are going to value from his counsel are going to experience the same as my children. And also Rabbi Merenstein, I've gotten to know him, the acceptance. I walked. I was learning. I was giving a shir this morning, and they were setting up. The music, and one of the boys who were schlepping the different accoutrements here of this music. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "We're going to have music. We're having this." I said, "Oh, so you must know Rabbi Merenstein." He says, "Rabbi Merenstein? He's a tzaddik. Rabbi Merenstein is like," and this is from a boy, I don't know how old is he, 17, 16. I never heard somebody, with such a glowing affinity. It's a Hataya Anochi Maskir. I never had such a strong affinity for my rebellion. But clearly, the point is to be able to connect and to reinforce what I started. That connection serves a student throughout his life. To have that connection, it's an invaluable commodity that can really benefit the long picture. You can take the short view, but we always have to take the bigger. We always have to take the bigger picture. We at the Young Israel of Long Beach, and there's some Balabatim here. For those people who know the Young Israel, we are very accepting, meaning that it is a very. It's not one standard, but it's quite eclectic. And we have people who daven here, whether it be their level of observance, whether it be their level of learning. It is all very much eclectic, and everyone is accepted. Everyone is accepted. And I would venture to say that really typifies the community of Long Beach. The Long Beach community is very eclectic as a whole, and we have a whole spectrum of different people, different situations. But at the end of the day, everyone seems to be able to get along, and more importantly, to support each other. And I would venture to say that the yeshiva, the shul, the community, it all fits together in some profound fashion. This morning we have the honor of having Chumi Diamond, who is the councilwoman, sits on the council of the city of Long Beach, and obviously she's a councilman of a very eclectic community, and she joins us here this morning, I think, to make a presentation to the students of the yeshiva. So will you please